There's a story about Yosef HaKamtzan HaKadosh. You guys ever hear about Yosef HaKamtzan HaKadosh? Yosef, the holy stingy person. It's an interesting title, no? There was a rich guy a few hundred years ago, in a real story, by the way, and everyone knew this guy is the stingiest person on earth. People that would come to his house, he'd always walk them in, come in, have a seat, but the minute they asked for money, he would get furious. Throw them out of the house after embarrassing them. You come to my house to ask me for $100. You come to my house to ask me for $5,000 for your yeshiva, for your kids, for your this, for your that. How dare you? And he became known as Yosef HaKamtzan, the stingy Yosef, because he had money, but he refused to give it to anyone. One day, he died. And he was hated so much by his keilah that no one showed up to the funeral. No one showed up to the funeral. This is obviously a horrendous situation. He didn't exactly leave such a good past. And they say, we say it actually on a tefillah, Tov Shem Mishem and Tov. It's better to have a good name than a lot of money. Shlomo HaMelech said it. Because a good name lasts. Money doesn't last. It's just this life. And even this life, it's questionable if it's going to last. So he dies. No one shows up to the funeral. And all of a sudden, the day after the funeral, all of these poor people show up at the rabbi's house, knocking at his house, tens and tens of people asking him for tzedakah. He says, where'd you all come from? Because we all live here. What, all of a sudden all of you went broke at the same time? He goes, no, we haven't had money for many years. Because so how did you survive until now? He said, well, we don't really know, but we know that every time we go to stores, the stores would give us the money. The stores would give us the goods. We didn't have to pay. If I went to the store to buy milk, the guy from the milk company, the guy from the store that sells milk would give me the milk. But all of a sudden today I went, and he said, I'm sorry, I can't give it to you. And the same thing with the next one, the next one, the next one, the next one. So now, the Rav was not a fool. And he's trying to figure out, where did this money come from? So he goes to all of the merchants. He says, who gave you the money to pay for all these people? Why'd you stop giving it to them? He says, well, I gave it to them because every week I would get an envelope with his name on it. And the envelope would have the exact amount of money of what he needs for his groceries, or what he needs for his laundry, or what he needs for whatever goods the guy was selling. And the envelope didn't come this week. Because who gave you the envelope? He goes, no, that's one thing I'm not allowed to say. I promise the person that's given the envelope, I'm not allowed to say. So he went to the next guy, and the next guy said the same thing. I got the envelope, but I'm not allowed to say. I'm not allowed to say. I'm not allowed to say. Rabbi invited all of them to his house and says, I demand that all of you tell me who gave you the envelope. As a rabbi, back then they respected the rabbi. They all admitted it was Yosef. Yosef HaKamtzan. Immediately the rabbi started hysterical crying and started praying non-stop to do tshuva for all the things they said about him, thought about him. Yosef, why did you do this to us? And I'm not sure whether the story goes that he had a dream about him, or he actually did one of these mystical things where he asked to be shown some type of answer from Yosef. But long story short is that he saw Yosef, and he sees Yosef all wearing white, looking very holy in the next world. He says, why did you do this to us? Why did you pretend to be such a cheap guy when in reality you were feeding the entire community? He says, because I learned one time that if you want your mitzvah, and you want all of it, you want to make sure that no one knows, and on top of it, the receiver doesn't even know who gave it to them. And even the highest level that I did is I tried to make sure that the receiver hates me. And what was your reward for this mitzvah? He says, Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, and David HaMelech came to welcome me to Olam Haba. David HaMelech was making the music, and the Avot came to me, and they brought me to Olam Haba. He says, but I still miss one thing. There's only one thing I still miss about this world. Because what do you miss? I miss writing the envelopes. There's no envelopes in Olam Haba. There's no more chance for me to do more mitzvot. So that's when Yosef HaKamtzan got the name Yosef HaKamtzan HaKadosh, the holy stingy Yosef. When we know the value of each mitzvah, we'll chase it like we chase money. We'll chase it like we chase treasure. We'll chase it like we're chasing something that's extremely valuable. We're not going to focus about whether anyone notices or anyone doesn't notice. Chazakim u'bruchim. Let's say thank you Hashem for more Torah. 1, 2, 3. Baruch Hashem. 1, 2, 3.
BHKIDS.